This is big breaking emergency news. We are now getting warnings from the FBI, from CISA, and from the Director of National Intelligence that we could see a potential Black Swan event happen during the 2024 elections. That's what they are warning of, and that's what you should be getting ready for and prepared for right now, right? So let's get into the details here. Really quick, please hit that like, hit that subscribe. I'm posting every single day, keeping you guys updated on all this big, urgent news, right? So this is a warning that was just put out by multiple different agencies over the past few days, and this is big. We could potentially see a Black Swan event happen during the 2024 elections. This narrative is now being put out here by official sources, and they're saying that there could be election influencing and meddling potentially from foreign countries even, right? That's what they're warning of in these memos right now, right? So there's been a lot of big news on this front, a lot of things changing, a lot of cards being played, and it seems like this is another card that is potentially being played, and they're warning that something like this could happen. It's not 100%. These are just warnings and alerts, but they are warning that our election in 2024 is being scanned and it's being eyed, and it could potentially have a Black Swan event during the next few months even. All right, so this is big that they are warning of this. We also have a lot of news geopolitically going on around the world as well too. We have this World War III front bubbling up as well right before the 2024 elections, okay? And if something like this does get out of control, then it could even potentially affect things like that, right? Not saying it's going to, but this is a live situation. And even right now, this is a major update. I'll get into some other updates on this as well later, but I wanted to hit this major update. The U.S. head of Central Command, right, General Michael E. Kurilla, he has arrived in the Middle East to assist in preparations and planning for an Iranian attack against Israel, which U.S. Defense Department officials believe could come as early as Monday. It says General Kurilla plans to visit several Gulf countries like Jordan and Saudi Arabia, as well as Israel, to make sure that defensive assets are in position and strategic planning is complete. Okay, so the commander of U.S. Central Command is now in the Middle East right now. He's been deployed there. This is very serious and a real situation going on there. And he's going to Israel, Saudi Arabia, and Jordan. Okay, so a big update in that part of the world. Okay, and we could be on the edge of a major war that the U.S. could be involved in too. All right, so let's get into the details here of what's going on with this warning for the 2024 elections. All right, we have a warning from the FBI, from CISA, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, and also from the DNI, right? So these are big warnings. These are all coming out at the same time, and we're being told this narrative that there could be potential meddling, right, in our 2024 election, potential Black Swan events that could happen in 2024. All right, so this is a memo that was just posted by CISA and the FBI. It says CISA and FBI released joint PSA putting potential DDoS attacks during the 2024 election cycle into context. Right, they're warning that potentially these DDoS attacks could hinder access to election information. That's what they are saying. They were saying that most likely these attacks would not be able to prevent voting, but it could prevent access to election information, right? So that could be a variety of sources, and potentially even the information to tell us who is winning or not. Potentially that information could be compromised or blocked. They're saying that actual voting should be okay because there's fail safes. You can do paper ballots, things like this, right? But they are warning that there could be these attacks, potentially cyber attacks, essentially on U.S. election infrastructure, okay? But they are also saying at the same time that, hey, it shouldn't affect anything, right? That's the official narrative here. This is a memo just put out by CISA and FBI, and this could be a black swan event that we see happen during 2024. Think of all the other black swans we've already seen, all right? This is the time for it right now, okay? Think about it. Trump, the Trump situation, Trump attempted assassination, right? That just happened. Biden resigning out of the race. He's essentially just like checked out. You don't even see him anymore, okay? It's all Kamala now. You're not even seeing Biden anymore. And there's been a lot of black swan events. This CrowdStrike major cyber attack that happened, okay? This war that's bubbling over between Israel and Iran, right? There's a lot of black swan events that are currently happening right now in live time. And the FBI and CISA are warning that we could potentially see a black swan-like event targeting the 2024 election cycle, right? And we are also getting warnings from the Director of National Intelligence. This report is warning of a, quote, range of foreign actors conducting or planning influence operations targeting U.S. elections this November, right? That is what the Director of National Intelligence just warned of. They just put out this memo. It says 100 days until election 2024. It says election security update as of late July 2024. It says the IC continues to observe a range of foreign actors conducting or planning influence operations targeting U.S. elections this November. These actors are closely monitoring U.S. political developments, and we are expecting them to adjust to this month's developments to promote influence narratives seeking to undermine democratic institutions, foment discord, and or change public opinion. In general, these foreign actors are conducting broader influence campaigns focused on their core interests and to undermine the United States' global role. So they are likely to continue to calibrate their efforts to any shift during this election cycle to achieve those objectives. Of note for this cycle, we have observed foreign influence actors refining their tactics to better hide their hands. All right, so this was a report just put out by the DNI as well, saying that 100 days until the election. Now it's less than 100 days. All right, it's go time. Now is the time to be getting prepared, getting ready, getting your homestead going. All right, that's what we've been working on here on our homestead. We have dozens of chickens. All right, we're getting the garden bed and garden areas fired up again for fall. All right, because we don't grow during the summer because it's so hot and it rains every single day in the afternoon. We've tried it. We just get swamped with squash bugs and aphids and crickets. All right, they just destroy everything. But so we grow through the winter. Right, now is the time, because we don't really get frost down here. Now is the time to be getting prepared, getting ready. We don't have much time left. If something happens, some kind of black swan event, it's only August, guys. And normally these big things, they're normally called, quote, October surprises. It's normally an October surprise that happens where something big like this happens right before the election, like what we saw happen to Trump, or a big cyber attack, or a big drop-off, or a big announcement, okay, or a big intel drop, some new info drops, or a video drops of somebody that's really damaging, okay? These are the things we normally see happen in October. It's already August, and we've had these black swan events happening every single week. We're having a major event happening inside the U.S. and around the world that are really shaking things up, okay? just a few weeks ago, everyone was saying Trump's going to win 100%. And now the tide's swinging back a little bit. Now people are a little worried. People are saying, hey, this could actually be, maybe there's actually a fight here. Okay? So these things are going back and forth, and now we're getting these warnings from elections too, that potentially our elections could be targeted or potentially compromised. Right? So now is the time to be getting ready. Right? They're saying 100 days to election. This was posted a couple of days ago. Now it's less than 100 days. All right? There's no time to waste here. Whether Trump wins or not, right? Hopefully Trump wins. Okay? But whether he wins or not, there's still going to be a massive battle. There's still going to be a lot of stuff. And this could be part of it as well. This could be, they could say, hey, something was going on with this. Maybe there was some kind of interference, and now this is illegitimate and it needs to be battled out in court. All right, we need to figure out, there needs to be a big investigation. Maybe something went wrong. Maybe they're saying there was some kind of manipulation going on. All right, I'm not saying any of this stuff's going to happen. I'm just spitballing here and thinking of the different black swan events that could happen. All right, we could have a multitude of different things around this. It could go either way, right? And they could say that something happened, somebody interfered. And think about it, especially with this escalation between Israel and Iran. Iran actually does have cyber capabilities. That is something that they've invested in heavily. They do not have a very strong traditional military in the sense of ships and planes and advanced technology. They're not as advanced as the US or Israel at all in those ranges. But they have invested heavily in drone technology and also cyber capabilities as well. So this could be one of their things that they actually do activate to interfere. Okay, maybe something could happen. We're seeing this bubble up. Maybe Iran could interfere as well. All right, there's a lot of black swan events. I'm not saying any of these things are going to happen, but we could see any one of these black swans pop up and really affect and shake what's going on. Potentially even delay things, draw it out for longer, litigation. Maybe this information, they're even saying this in this FBI memo, that it could hinder access to election information. So potentially the information from the elections, the results could potentially be hindered. Maybe that information is locked up behind some kind of attack. Okay, because that's what a lot of these things do, these ransomware attacks, is they will essentially put a lock on your information, on your servers, on your computers, whatever is being targeted on this program, specific program softwares, okay, whatever's being targeted, they essentially put a lock on it. And it's encrypted, heavily encrypted, and the only way to get access is to have the key, which is from whichever bad actor is doing this. Right, whichever actor would be activated to do some type of event like this, they would be locked out, and they would have to either pay money or that information is just locked, right? And it has to be decrypted, unencrypted, and that might take a while. Who knows? Maybe it'll take weeks or a month or something like that to actually get the official results, okay? This could be another narrative that is pushed. So I'm not saying any of these things are going to happen. I'm just thinking of the different things that could happen and the different ways this could affect 2024. All right, we could see a black swan. We've already seen so many different ones. Guys, I know this stuff sounds wild, but think about all the things that already happened. It's almost hard to process, okay? A lot of people have gone into a normalcy bias coma, almost, where all these things are just bouncing off of them. Okay, they're not even really absorbing it, And I understand too, it's a lot to process. But a lot of these things are just bouncing right off people. It's just whatever. Doesn't matter if there was an assassination attempt on a former US president and the nominee for the other leading candidate, right? Doesn't matter if Biden is dropped out and checked out and we barely see him anymore. And he was meeting with Parkinson's doctors the past year. I made a whole video on it. He's met with Parkinson's doctors dozens of times. One time he met with them till midnight, from 7 p.m. till midnight, late at night, right? What's going on? Why is this Parkinson doctor here at the White House meeting with Biden and his physician late at night like this? Okay, so they're doing tests. They're trying to see if he actually has this or he already has it. And they're doing tests and trying to keep him up to date, right? Keep him from falling behind and this exacerbating. Okay, so all these things are happening. There's been Black Swan after Black Swan, these cyber attacks, Microsoft cyber attack. All the planes globally were grounded. Do you know how big that was? That was one of their big switches that they had to flip. Okay, and I think it could have went even further. I think they only activated one of the switches, and that happened 2 or 3 days after the Trump event, the Trump attempted event, right? So that happened days after. None of these things are a coincidence. All of these things are happening right now, and you need to be getting ready. You need to be getting prepared. You need to be insulating yourself from these events. So whatever happens, and I'm not discouraging anyone, go vote. Go vote, guys. Go vote, seriously. This is a critical time. It's critical to do this, right? Right now, go vote this year. Get registered to vote. Do it now, okay? And document it. Document your vote. Document what you're doing. Have your everything. Document it all so you know exactly who you voted for. You have the documentation, all of it. Everyone needs to be documenting who they're voting for. You don't have to post it on social media or anything like that, but document it for yourself, your personal records on your phone, on your computer. Print it out. Have copies of these things. Have copies of what you did, so you have proof in case we need this proof. This is what it might come down to, is individuals having proof of what they did, right? So let's hope it doesn't get to that, but they're warning that these black swans are potentially coming. So you need to be getting ready too, and you need to be getting insulated from this, right? The more escalations that we see worldwide geopolitically, the more risk that we are going to encounter domestically inside the US as well, right? Just how it is from all countries. We're going to have this pressure put on us in the US, okay? So these things are all connected. And Canada on Saturday just warned all citizens to avoid traveling to Israel. They're saying that there's a regional armed conflict endangering security. Quote, the security situation can deteriorate further without warning, the Canadian government said in a travel advisory issued to raise the risk for the level of travel to Israel. It says, quote, if the armed conflict intensifies, it could impact your ability to depart by commercial means. It may result in travel disruptions, including airspace closures and flight cancellations and diversions, the travel advisory says. So they're saying that the armed conflict could intensify and you might not be able to get out. So they're saying all Canadian citizens leave Israel, not even just Lebanon or other countries in the region that could be affected by this. They're warning Israel itself, you need to evacuate because they're potentially going to get hit as early as Monday. That's the official narrative right now. Nobody knows exactly when these attacks are going to hit, but that's the narrative right now. And they're saying most likely the attacks first will be missiles, okay? Because before they sent drones first, and that gave them lots of advanced warning. Okay, the drones were a lot slower, so they got advanced warning from countries like Jordan, and they could see them, that these drones were coming, right? But they are now saying that the attacks coming from Iran will be missiles first, so there will be a lot less early warning, and they will have to be on a lot higher guard, and then they will send drones afterward. All right, that is what's being claimed in channels. All right, it's also being claimed in Iranian channels that the commander of the Iranian police special unit has been arrested by members of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps on charges of spying and collaborating with Israel intelligence services, Mossad. All right, so they are saying that the Iranian police special unit's head, the commander, is essentially a spy. He's been arrested on charges of spying for Israel. All right, so this could be how we saw these attacks inside of Iran. Okay, we had this top commander hit. We've had multiple people hit inside of Iran. This top Hamas commander who was hit inside of this hotel building in the past week, right? This is potentially linked to this, okay? There's potentially people on the inside Iran that are helping and setting up these events, okay? And they're saying that Iran is saying that this was a short-range missile that hit this Hamas commander that was inside of Iran last week, right? And that got hit inside of his hotel, right? So potentially these people are allowing these things to happen. They're setting it up, and there are a lot of insiders and spies, and that's why we are seeing these hits happen. All right, so make sure you guys are getting prepared. Make sure you guys are getting ready. All right, please hit it up for me down there to help get these warnings out so people know what's going on. All right, all these things are connected. All these fronts, it's the same front. They're all moving forward right now, and you should be getting prepared. You should be getting ready. I hope you guys have big blessings for your life, your family, your homestead, and I hope you have a big old blessed day.